Youth work in Scotland has not been able to resume since the end of lockdown. That's according to research by YouthLink Scotland. Those behind the group say the main issue is they're struggling to get access to the buildings they normally use, and it's leaving young people without the support they need. Let's speak to the Chief Executive of YouthLink Scotland, Tim Frew. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning.
What kind of services are we talking about here?
Well, there's a wide range of youth work services, and I do want to say that youth work has been continuing through digital online platforms. There's a lot of outdoor youth work that is going on, which is fantastic. And local authorities as well are engaging in youth work. But there is, from our survey, a report of local authorities and voluntary organisations struggling to get access to indoor facilities to complete their youth work.
I presume that's down to the COVID restrictions, where at the moment many of us can potentially meet outside but not inside, etc. So why would youth work be any different in those circumstances?
So yeah, youth work is very much seen as part of the wider education offer, and the Scottish Government and Public Health have approved guidance for the youth work sector to take place indoors safely, with good guidance in place around social distancing. And yes, it's a very important part of the offer for young people. It supports young people's mental well-being, and young people have had a stressful time like everyone else. There is rising anxiety. There is concerns about an uncertain future. So they need youth work now more than ever, and there is guidance for that to happen.
So are you saying that this should be treated as an extension of the school situation?
Absolutely. So schools have been back up and running, and that's been, a lot of effort has gone into that, and that's been successful. And youth work as well from the 1st of September. Indoor youth work, there is guidance for that. But one of the challenges is that youth work quite often don't own their properties. So they rely on access to schools, access to leisure centres, to community centres. And they've not been able to get the access. There's a mixed picture across the country. Some places have got access to facilities to do youth work, but others have been prevented.
We've been talking on the programme this morning about the effect that lockdown has had on mental health. What is your view of the effect that a lack of these facilities or meeting places will have on some of the young people who rely on these services?
I think a really, really significant effect. Young people are needing youth work engagement. For many young people, youth work is like a second home for them. It provides non-formal awards and other ways to achieve as well as a formal schooling day. So it's really important that they have a safe space. And, if you're not able to access a community centre to have that safe chat indoors, it's much more difficult to do in a coffee shop or in a car park.
Do you think that young people have been particularly adversely affected by all of the restrictions that have been put in place?
I think, yes, I think we all think about what it's like to be young and to be growing up. Peer support and support from youth workers and teachers and others is hugely important in terms of your development. So I think there's a real effort here to ensure that the public health agenda looks after young people as part of their development and growth. There's just so many opportunities for them to achieve and to be supported. There is concerns for young people themselves have concerns. It's been a tough year. Situations like the exams and schools being in and out, worries about and concerns about their future. So I think we need to be there for them and offering that support. Youth work and youth work organisations are more than happy to provide that support. We just need to overcome some of the restrictions that are happening within certain facilities and increase access.